the herb, the sensi, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, split, reefer, the bud, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui Maui, the method, plot, lethal, turbo, tide, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, Fogey, backyard boogie.
Woo! It's a
Yeah.
Gallery Show. That's TS.
And that's Sasha.
And we're live on Idobi Radio. We are live as we have been for a decade about with the Cool Nerd Weed Show on Idobi Radio. Please listen to Idobi Radio so much. We love them so much. They are the best, and you can download their free app if you have not already. Please do. It is the future of alternative, and I love them so much for everything that they do for the scene and for us. They let us be goofballs for a really good portion of our lives, and I really, really appreciate that about them because there's not a lot of that. There's not a lot of freedom to be a goofball these days.
There's too many rules.
Yeah. And we're not complete anarchists, but we also get flagged on YouTube every single day. So I was going to tell you to find our YouTube if you want to, but you won't find a lot of things we do there. I don't know. We keep getting flagged for age content. I don't think we say anything too crazy on the show.
No, you have to be logged into your account to actually find us. And be over 18.
It's porno. It's not porno.
Come on.
We haven't even done any pornos. There's no pornos attached to our names. Well, I don't even know if it's it's usually they just say adult stuff. I think we got flagged once for self-harm, which
we have.
Don't know why.
Several times.
Yeah. We don't like it. We don't condone it. Please. But it's fine. You will find us somehow, somewhere. We've gone this long. And we'll keep going. We'll keep posting. We love it. But if you ever need to find us, you'll always be able to find us on the free Adobe app over the podcast section. And you can find us pretty reliably on Apple and Spotify for the most part at your leisure. But mostly Adobe Radio is where you should go. And we have a lot of other fun things on this radio station too. I haven't even lit my joint, but I'm so excited. I just wanted to show the zine for this month.
Oh, yeah.
You see it? Is it not?
There it is.
My fucking stupid camera. Yeah, there it is. Yours looks so much better as usual. But yeah, this is it. It's beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. Come on now. So fucking cute. I am obsessed. Go to your local record store. Find it. We are leaving them everywhere. I'll be in the city tomorrow with a whole bunch. And it's one of our greatest accomplishments of our lives. I'm not exaggerating. I love this fucking thing. I really love it.
DM us. I'll send you one.
Please do. We'll catch up. We'll send you all the issues. We've done 3 now?
We had the original.
We had the original.
And then we did
the June Pride issue. We're so great. And then we had our 4th of July.
The Independence Day.
And now it's forever summer.
Look at that. Summer vibes right there.
Summer. And yeah, it's just our vibe for August. You know how it be. I've been seeing fireflies, which I feel like it's like the whimsy. I feel like the Nixon 5 is why the fireflies are back. I feel like I haven't seen them quite some time. So that's been fun to see. And I have a family of spiders living on my patio. So that's how my summer's going.
I haven't been cultivating spiders, but I'm going to my 3rd summer show at the Hollywood Bowl next week.
Wow.
I've been enjoying
a sick way to spend the summer.
Enjoying the summer season.
Nothing better than the bowl this summer, except for if you live where I used to live, which is right next to the Hollywood Bowl. That sucked ass.
It's a traffic nightmare, that's for sure. I think the
cool
free
to
shuttle.
Hear them rehearse, though. That was pretty sick. Like when you're at my pool. I don't know if you ever heard it. You can hear them rehearse or do sound check or whatever, what have you. And that was pretty lit. You could see it if you went all the way up the hill, but why would you? And it was walkable. It was awesome. But man, oh man, there's one road in, one road out, and I lived on it. Oof. Everybody would park on our street. I didn't mind that though.
It's 100 years old.
Fucking love the bowl.
They,
so cool.
They weren't considering traffic when they built it 100 years ago.
No, they weren't considering a lot of things, I feel like, in that part of the world.
No, they just built where.
Yeah, they were like, this is all the way out on the West Coast.
Gosh.
Oh, we're just going to come here. Little did they know, 6 overpasses later. I actually love that part of town. I really love living there, and I really love the bowl. You can smoke at the bowl, right?
Low key, you can
Yeah,
smoke.
you can smoke out. You
Smoke
can't
at the,
smoke at the bowl.
look out for the green dumpster.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Get rid of green dumpster, man.
The green dumpster, bro. Tell them the nerds sent you.
What a great time. What a great venue. Sounds so good, too. Like, that's, like, built for some really great Stony sound.
Absolutely. They just did a sound upgrade, too, which is, like, when I saw the Wes Anderson.
That looked really sick.
That was amazing. So sick with, like, Beck and Devo.
Come on. That's ridiculous. Shut the hell up. Yeah, no, like, I'm seeing the Used in my chem there in October.
What?
I know, I'm very excited about it. Yeah. I got ass seats. I mean, I'm like, I don't even like the last row, but it doesn't matter because it's the bowl and it doesn't matter where you sit.
Yeah. They'll probably have fireworks.
I hope they do. I mean, it's going to be a very epic show. It's going to be crazy.
The new sound system, when there's like rock and roll, and there's like electronics added, is really stepped it up. It's sick. It's going to sound amazing up there.
Been there in a long time.
Place.
I think it was like pre-COVID. No, all right. Ugh, that's a long time.
I remember just after, didn't I escort you and Chris Sherpard
was that after
down
COVID?
the hill?
I don't think that was after COVID.
No, that was pre-COVID.
Yeah, that was pre.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like there was no thoughts of, isn't that funny how like there was no thoughts of going to whatever event and thinking I need to social distance or I need to, you know what I mean? Or like whatever. I mean, obviously we're better now, but like during those years, like we didn't think like that. I need to wear a mask. But I know that it wasn't.
I need to wash my hands.
I need to. No, we do need to do that anyway. We still need to wash our hands. So at least COVID taught us that. But anyways, clearly this is the first time I smoked. And well, no, I smoked today, but it was a long while ago. I'm smoking because I'm babbling about fucking COVID. I'm smoking 710 because if 710 is available, then I'll be getting it. And I love that it's available in Jersey. I only found it at this one dispensary. I didn't really look that hard though, but it's like it's a few blocks away from me. So I've been ordering from there and it is Donny Burger. This is Donny Burger.
Okay. How is it?
I have never tried it. I don't think from 710 or anywhere. It's really good.
Okay.
It's good in a way that I didn't expect it to be good. Like it's strains that like I usually don't like. It's fucking okay. It's GMO. Hold on. GMO and Han Solo burger.
See, those
I don't usually like those.
I usually don't go for either one of those strains, and sometimes.
But if you smelled this, you would be like, "Oh, it's funky." Like it's.
Okay.
And and that's where I get tricked with GMO because I'm like, and then I like smoke it. I'm like, well, like, I don't know. It doesn't ever do anything for me, but this is good. This
Combo?
is different. Yeah. It's like, it is funky, but it also has that like sweetness to it. That GMO I feel like it's supposed to have.
Yeah. I always need a little sweetness. I like some funk, but some sweetness.
But I need some sweetness.
I normally don't go with the Donny Burger. Maybe we'll try the rosin. If we see it, I'll pick up some Donny Burger rosin.
Give it a whirl. Maybe you'll like it. I was pleasantly surprised by this, and I'm happy about it. Good terpenes.
I am still smoking my Toad Venom by Big Pharma. I've been savoring the flavor. Should let it breathe.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've got one.
Nice.
That.
Aw. Wow. Aw. That looks really good.
That's got some funk.
That looks yummy. I want
a little sweetness. I've got one for you. For when we're reunited.
Yeah, reunited once again. The nerds together again.
What else?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, we are going to probably take a break, I think, right now. Because this is like when you watch like a news show and then, they're going to do a big story because Like the first segment's very short. We just brace yourself because we're going to be talking about Texas for like 40 minutes straight because there's a lot to unpack. It's being talked about, but not as much as I feel like it should be. So please listen to us talk about Texas. We're going to give you a comprehensive breakdown of what was, and then what is in a minute. Right? Does that work for you?
Yes.
You feel good about that?
I feel great.
Okay.
It's not just the toad venom talking. I feel great.
Yeah. Samesies. Okay. We will be right back.
We salute you, the United States of cannabis, under all 50 strains. One pre-roll. Thunderball. It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show.
And we're back.
We're back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's Chance.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on idobi Radio. We are live. It is the summer of 26 and it is August and a lot of things are happening very fast. So I do like to give out dates on these episodes just so you know where you are in time if you're listening from the future. And again, if you're listening from the past, man, are you in for it? But that is where we are in the world. And there's a lot of really silly shit going on in the cannabis sphere federally, like everywhere. And then it's also like in the States. And Texas did what the biggest fear is, basically, right?
Yeah.
So
Historically.
just say that and then we'll go back. Let's talk about what's happening right now. And then we'll talk from the beginning.
Yeah. Texas is once again dropping the ball with cannabis reform. It's so Texas has limited medical access, and so their recreational market was hemp-derived products.
Right. And with the Hemp Act.
And THCA.
Yeah, so all
that
those
was your
isolations.
access.
Yeah, that was your access. And that was the access, because it was the cannabis derived plant use is still pretty illegal down there, but hemp was the way to get your medicine, and a lot of people are using it as medicine. And like you said, once again, they are dropping the ball. We'll go over why and how we got here, but I just wanted to say what happened, which is they banned it. They banned hemp products. So you are not allowed to have them or smoke them.
Yeah, and it's a crazy penalty if you do have them.
It's like up there with a lot of bad things. And this is when I said, and I was thinking about what I said last week too, just before we get into history class, because I'm often critical of the hemp market. And that's because I think that it is underregulated, which is not my fucking fault. And it's not the consumer's fault. It's the people who do these things. So I think in certain states, in certain places, a lot of these products were allowed to run amok and be sold in places like gas stations, as we've referenced. And we feared it because we didn't want the product to be compromised. And it turns out that like maybe it was a little bit and it got out of control. But I don't think that they're doing this for health reasons, because that was my concern.
No.
I was just like, we need to understand what we're putting in our bodies. So when people take a bajillion milligrams of fucking Delta 8 and they're tripping balls, it's because you're maybe treating it like you would treat an edible that is of the cannabis derived variety, and you're not, and it's different. And I feel like no help or no guidance was offered by anybody other than us and like some passionate cannabis influencers. But other than that, there is a difference that should be spoken about. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying ban them, just to be clear. I think this is a ridiculously giant leap back to what we are going to talk about, which is the early Texas days.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Texas banned everything but low Delta 9 THC products. They banned Delta 8, Delta 10, THCP, and THCA flowers. And it's crazy because you can risk jail time, 180 days to 2 years, and fines up to $10,000. Wild.
Yes, right. As
Texas.
aforementioned. So how did we get here?
Let's see. Well, in the late 1800s and early 1900s, cannabis was sold in the United States as medicine. As far as Texas goes, Mexican immigrants introduced it during the Mexican Revolution. They were smoking a little marijuana. It's commonly the plant was known. Spanish word, so they already made it sound a little, made it sound like it was something scary. Marijuana.
Yeah, it was like marijuana, and it was during a war, and it was during a revolution, and it was when the usual suspects, us, are fighting over the usual shit, and we demonized, of course, everything that came from Mexico. In the ways that we always do. And Texas was a big part of that. Just historically, land-wise, that part of the country, it is Mexico. And they, from the jump, really got this whole thing going. So this is even before proper prohibition. This is fighting over the basic things like land and money and racism and demonizing what is used around the world as medicine and really running with it. We are so good at propaganda, and we have been since the beginning of the country, since the day it started. So easy peasy, 1, 2, 3, easy. Put a bad guy, make it racially fucking motivated, and put a scary name on it, and say it's making you mad, and say it comes from that part of the world. It's our specialty, and the royal specialty, not TS and I's. We don't like that stuff. And that's where really we got going with prohibition. And then we got to
El Paso.
Yes.
El Paso.
El Paso.
It was one of the first places to actually ban cannabis use. 15. One of the earliest municipalities to ban in the United States. Officials claim cannabis caused violence and dangerous behavior.
Mm-hmm.
They ran sensational stories. I think they even they called it the Brown Menace. And,
Does this sound familiar at all?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we are still going through to this very day. So, this isn't news. This isn't new for Texas to be acting like this. It's a shame, because you'd think you've come so far since 1915 in El Paso, but you'd be mistaken if you thought. Because it was just easy to draw a border and to say anybody who has marijuana over on this border over here, you are committing violent felonies and will be arrested and round up and put into jail or worse. And they rode that border, man. That was the whole thing back then. There's the whole deal.
The policies in El Paso helped shape cannabis prohibition throughout the country.
Yeah, super whack. Fucking squares.
And it's never been about health concerns.
No.
At all.
No, it's always a fucking scare, and they always bring, kids into it. They're always like, every kid is going to die, and this is from the others. This is from an outsider, and which, by the way, we stole it. So we stole the land, and we're just really great at propaganda and really aggressive and really, really aggressively racist. And that's just always been our thing here in America. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad because I feel like Texas was right there. And I don't even want to get sad because we're not even up to the mid-century yet. For the love of fucking everything that's good. We're up to 19, right?
Yeah, 1919. Texas restricts the transfer and distribution of cannabis. There's still limited medical use, and cannabis was increasingly regulated alongside other narcotics.
So everywhere else in the country, were you able to get weed at this time?
I think it was mostly medicine, and nobody was
this is bad yet.
this is bad. This isn't still, you can still get it from your pharmacist.
But in Texas,
apothecary.
they were like, no, you shan't enjoy your lives and we shall be racist. And they banned it. I said, no. You can't make no monies. We're not making any money on it. You can't make any money, or something probably of that nature. They didn't want you to use it as medicine. They just said, no. They were like, you live in Texas. You will not be smoking that weed. I mean, they strengthened their laws so much. They weren't at complete prohibition because I guess it just wasn't, that wasn't like the thing. It wasn't a big deal because duh. But then again, like I said, we get into like real propaganda-y time of our history, like in the 30s, where a good commercial and a good fucking poster, everybody's on board, you know? It's media. And like we just had that down pat. And
You
we
go to
just
the
spread
talkies.
lies. Easy peasies.
You go to the talkies, you'd see some propaganda film before.
Yeah, some reefer madness. Yeah, baby in the bathtub because of the devil's lettuce. No,
We're gonna do a Reefer Madness watch party one of these days.
That's a very good idea. And then everybody will know what I'm talking about when I say baby in the bathtub. Mr. Smithers in the bathtub.
Oh,
So we're in the 30s now.
Yes.
Okay, we know everything is bad at this point. We basically jump fucking 40 years, and this is the way it is in Texas. As weed is progressing throughout the years, different drugs are coming in and out too. Don't forget, from different places, and we brought them in, and we also decided to outlaw them and cause laws around them so that we can create a system to put people in, and then it would be for profit. So that was the basic gist of drug prohibition in America. And cannabis was just a thing that everybody had because it wasn't illegal. So if you were caught with it during this time, my dad was arrested for weed. Like, he didn't have that much weed on him. And so, like, it was, like, in the early 70s and late 60s. Like, it was still very illegal.
Well, yeah.
In Texas.
It was, like, small amounts got you jail time and heavy fines.
Yeah.
And in the 30s, it's when they prohibited possession statewide. It was classified as a narcotic.
Yes. It was like, you could fucking get life in jail.
It was a felony.
Yeah.
A felony.
A felony. A straight up felony. You can't get a job, can't vote. You are a criminal of the law if you have weed on your person. A little bit or a lot of it. And it was no. It was a big no on drugs. And the rest of the country, I guess, was like following suit, you know? But like, it seems like, you know, it wasn't that difficult to get the rest of the country on board. But Texas led the way with this. And I guess the rest of the country, because of the turmoil and unrest, did see it as something that could jostle status quo. And, you know, it's all culture too. Like, weed is usually consumed by the cool people, and people are usually scared of cool people, like artists and hippies and people who are struggling mentally and need medicine and who are sick. And people tend to look down on them. And that is kind of what happens with prohibition. You get a big war on drugs. You get, which I always say it is all race driven. Full stop. That's all it is.
100%.
Is a reason to put people in that system, as I mentioned. And that really just flourishes in Texas for a while. And of course, there's a traditional market, you know, but it's really restrictive down there. I mean, up until today, like I would travel through those states with weed. I'd be very scared to this day, and I would be right because it's hell illegal now. So we're in the 70s right now. It's 1973.
What a beautiful year for
people
human
are starting
beings
to chill out.
being born.
Yeah, there was a very good baby boom. A bunch of cool people were born. Generation X
Was
prime
born,
time.
and even then, Texas had some of the harshest cannabis laws in the country, and just maintain that.
But they did start to lessen them. There's probably so many goddamn people in jail, so they started the penalty reduction.
Yeah, I mean, there was there was kind of like after the 60s of like Richard Nixon's like war on drugs and all that business, people like, 8 to 10 years later were like, we've locked up a lot of people for cannabis, and it doesn't really seem right. It's not that dangerous. So there were some, reductions for small personal possession. And then they changed, you could have up to 2 ounces was from a felony to a Class B misdemeanor. Still a hassle.
Yeah, for sure. And if they wanted to make your life miserable, they absolutely could. And it was still not, not cool, man, but kind of a little bit of a looser moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get life, but you're still going to do 180 days in jail.
Right. And you still go to jail. Exactly. You still have a record. So we don't get to decriminalization. We don't get to legalize. It's not an option right now. It's not being looked at as an option, but maybe you won't get life in jail. So we are taken to 2007 after this.
This is interesting. It's not decriminalization. It's not legalization. It's cite and release. So if you're caught, and you were caught in Texas, we're authorized to write you a citation instead of making an arrest, and then they'd let you go with like a parking ticket, and you have to show up to court later and figure it out. Still a misdemeanor.
Yeah. And this is very stop and frisk. It's very targeted. But make no mistake, this is restrictive. This is just, again, another reason to hold somebody and do them dirty, in my opinion, allegedly. Yeah, but this is something that I guess they see as a step forward because I don't know why. I guess because there's the option of release, but historically,
it was sort of a policy, but officers and local agencies weren't required to actually do it. So it was up to their discretion of whether they wanted to cite you and release you or just throw the book at you immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice notion, but I don't think it was in practice what. But again, it does it dances around the notion of being able to be on your way, but that often wasn't the case. It varied case by case, and it usually wasn't in your favor. So they arrested people. I mean, there was Texas. It was like their favorite thing to do. It's just I think at some point in the 2000s that it wasn't. They would say it's about trafficking, right? They would say it's about moving drugs and such, but more arrests were from possession, which should be lower level, but they were citing and releasing so many people that it was bad. And of course, it disproportionately affected people of color, literally what it was created to do. So Texas does that for a really long time and in different ways, but it really doesn't let up for a really long time in Texas. And then we do get ourselves to 2015. Now, everybody fucking loved weed in 2015. Everybody thought it was great. This is like the green wave of the 21st century that will be in history books. It was a time. So Texas creates in 2015 the Texas Compassionate Use Act, which was crazy. And again, this was you did see a lot of states create this before Texas, but it was very strict medicinal use, very strict.
Yeah, it's like one of the most strict. It was only patients with epilepsy, and they had access to low THC products,
right? Which is
permitted.
Yeah, nobody was. I mean, it was useless almost. I mean, probably not useless for the people who had helped, but it wasn't what we needed. But it was something in the right direction. And that was a hard thing to even get through, at that time. And everything was weed at that time. So for a state like Texas to have that, I remember thinking that was like, wow, we're getting somewhere here. Because even Texas is at least seeing that it helps with epilepsy and trying to figure out what else it can do. So that I felt was, something.
A little hopeful that Texas would eventually do the right thing. It was going in the right direction.
Right. So they go through their things. It's limited, of course. We get to 2019, right?
Yeah.
Pre-COVID.
You know, just about hit COVID and pre-COVIDs. And
COVID's so fun.
so many. I don't know. It's in the news again.
I know. I brought up like 6 times tonight, on and off air. I apologize.
Texas expands its eligibility in its cannabis program to include conditions such as terminal cancer, autism, multiple sclerosis, ALS, seizures, neurological conditions.
All right. So now we're getting somewhere. Now they're saying, oh, we see. So now they're like running, it's still, again, very medicinal. I still, felt very uncomfortable. Like advertise, I didn't want to wear my my Cool Nerd Weed Show beanie because I was like, I don't want them to think I weed. Like I was like very nervous.
No, I'm the same way. Like, can I wear my Gold Coast extract shirt?
Right. I was scared. So
afraid to wear tie-dye in Texas.
Exactly. My pink hair, are you kidding? So 2000, but still, we are progressing. 2021, post-COVID. Texas gets into the concentration game. Again, expanding and growing. They are still limited. It's still whatever. They're going through it. We probably have mad stories on Texas. I think we do. During that time, just of different things that were occurring during this wave. So now we get to 2025, just last year, a year ago from now.
365 days. Texas expanded the program again.
Expanded, you say?
Adding some more conditions, chronic pain, traumatic brain injuries, Crohn's disease, casting the net a lot wider for more people that could benefit from the use of cannabis. What a concept.
Wowie. So now in the midst of all this, right? Let's rewind just 1.3 seconds. We have hemp. Okay. So hemp, I remind you, is different than cannabis. What we're talking about is a THC-derived plant. It's high THC, higher than hemp, and it's different. Hemp, we are not going to go into the full history of hemp, but because that would be long and we did it already, but we can do it again. But very TLDR, hemp landed in the Farm Bill, the 2018 all-encompassing Farm Bill. It's right after recreational in California. There was like a bunch of stuff happening and there was a bill passed. And this was nuts in 2018. This was we talked about this a lot. If you want to go through the archives, it's somewhere. Our shows from then, because this was crazy. This was a crazy time. Yeah. So the federal government legalizes qualifying hemp.
Yeah, hemp is 0.3% THC, and hemp was removed from the federal definition of marijuana. So it opened up many doors for farmers.
So many doors, so many farms, so many. And it was exciting in Texas. Boy, we talked to, what was that? Good Kind.
Good Kind, yeah.
I have their sticker on my thing. They were out of Texas. Shout out, Good Kind. We love you. That was a great time because it was exciting. People had access to medicine, to this. Now, again, it's not cannabis and it's in the way that we're talking about it, but it is in the hemp scientific classification form. This was exciting to work with, and it was medicinal.
You were able to ship these hemp products.
Yes.
To 49 states.
Yes, that was the other cool thing is if it was hemp derived, you can ship your shit. So that was really litty. So there was a lot of states that were not recreational yet. And people were New York and New Jersey were really stoked on this shit because they could just order it and they didn't have to be weird about it. It was cool. It was exciting.
I actually tried the Delta 8 gummies.
The Good Kind ones?
The Good Kind, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I got them all the time. I ordered them regularly.
They were nice. They tickled your brain a little different, but they got you there. I was really happy.
Technically, that was my mom's re-entry into weed was those because they helped her. And she was not afraid to go back to smoking and stuff like that because it made her feel relief. So I love those gummies. Those are great. And it was a good time. And so Texas really got on board. They went full on and they were like, when you are in Texas, hemp weed is weed there. Like that is what it is referred to. And that I understand that now better than I did before 2019. Cause I was like in California and everywhere all over the country, the reception of the hemp products. I mean, I guess it's been pretty much the same, but it's also been, I guess it's just different for us because like we've been in the biz. But like, I just feel like in California, it was different, when all these shops popped up. But out here, it literally is all you could get. So there still are CBD shops around here and stuff like that, like the smoke shops and whatnot. So that was a big deal for access. And it was great to see Texas really embrace that, because then maybe we can see what we can do with higher THC percentages or not. Maybe, the hemp thing works for them, but we could decriminalize everything and we can all just be happy. So, but in the early 2020s, Texas is like one of the leaders in like hemp derived weed. They really own it, which makes sense. Farming.
All the THCA and those Delta 9 drinks.
Yes.
Available,
yes.
Just readily available.
But you still couldn't get like high THC cannabis derived weed. It was widely it became very Wild Westy, just because it was like an overflow, I think, of all encompassing hemp. While, all the while, cannabis derived THC is still like under this like very strict, really outdated rule. And it's still not even like considered up for debate because everybody's so like satisfied with this market. But then it starts to get dicey. And again, this has nothing to do with health. It has everything to do with just like who can make the most money and who can stop you from making money. And the Texas Department of State Health Services gets on Delta 8. And I remember the Delta 8 debacle.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal. And I was worried for our friends in Texas. I was like, what the frick? They just got their access. And now they have to fight for it. So they wanted to call it they wanted to classify it as a controlled substance. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I think the bad ones, the thumbs down ones, the ones that you don't know where it was sourced, that was always important when you bought your hemp derived products.
Yeah,
know where your stuff is.
We have stressed that point of knowing your source for the last 9.5 years.
And I think there was a lot of overconsumption of those products. And I think it got people sick. And I think it gave weed in general like a bad name, man. And so that was concerning me. But again, I didn't want to declassify it. I didn't want to put it in a controlled. This is why the government is stupid, because they have no nuance. They can't walk back something that they can't admit that they fucked up by just releasing the hemp bill out there and being like, as you wish, general public, and for it not to get out of hand. You have to and I am not, Captain fucking follow a rule, but I do believe in one or two regulations in my life. People who are better than me need to produce these wonderful products that I put in my body. And I do need like one set of eyes. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like there wasn't any. But again, wouldn't criminalize it, wouldn't take back seeds, wouldn't call it a controlled substance. The hemp business was like, how dare you? But Delta 8 really never went anywhere. It was still huge. People are enjoying their Delta 8s.
Yeah, I think like part of the issue is like the Delta 10 and then THCP. Like those were the ones that were supposed to be extremely potent.
Yeah. And again, great stuff. I love it if that's what you need and that's what you know what to do with. I think there was just, you live and you learn. And I think that it's okay to learn, it's okay to say, okay, let's do what the fuck we do. I mean, and now and this is coming from us, because now you look at like the cannabis derived market and it's obviously too much regulation. So listen, I'm not a stranger to fucking overreach. Like cannabis, both hemp and otherwise, it's very mismanaged, clearly. And especially in Texas. So what could have been a great thing kind of turned into a bit of a mess. It got out of hand. I think everybody's
Completely.
fighting. All of a sudden, everybody's mad at each other for fucking some reason. And I think the medicinal aspect of it is, out the window. And again, it was all a facade for who could make money and who can have the control over it. So it's like, who am I rooting for here? But I do hate this so much. So we're today. Here we are today, on this very day, in this moment.
On this very day, everything is in flux. Like you're not going to be able to get your products. People can't sell the products. You're just completely trying to destroy a whole industry.
Now, I've seen a lot of videos of people like smoking and stuff, and I want you to enjoy your weed in Texas. I want you to smoke and protest, but I want you to be safe. Please. This is fucking how they do it, my dears. So if you get it all out and give this a minute to settle, because it is so fucking ridiculous that I have to imagine there's going to be some sort of massaging. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time a cannabis anything was done improperly. So it's not too late, fucking Texas government. Like, we're not gonna be mad if you say it's legal, but here are our regulations. You can't have a 10,000 milligram gummy that is sold in a gas station.
It has to make sense. And being a free for all, we've seen it go every which way. It can't be just the Wild West and a free for all, like completely, because we see what happened with the hemp market. It just went crazy with all these products happening.
And I just think it was like a different way to capitalize on what was happening in like culture. Like, I feel like weed became popular, and because of how fucking ironclad the weed laws are, it was like, this is insane for us to not be able to participate in this. Farmers were really being asked out. It sucks to be a farmer in America sometimes. So I think this was a really great opportunity. But no, for realsies, this is bad. I don't like this. This is upsetting. I wish it wasn't happening, but I do think like I do hope that there is enough backlash that maybe this won't stick, because this is really, as we have displayed, we really got to a good point, or an okay point, a better point than we have in history. So, obviously go vote when your voting time is time. And there are companies who are suing the, people who we're supposed to sue. They're suing the state for violating commerce protections. This is a huge of like so many things. Talk about fucking overreach. And if you're gonna put whatever, the genie back in the bottle, whatever the fuck metaphor you want to put, you have to take care of the people who are like who are good sources. If it's like bathtub distillate or something, like, I feel like they'll find a way. But I think if there are genuine benefits to hemp derived weed, and there are, develop that instead of making it illegal to consume. If you wanted THCP isolation, well, let's look at that. Let's look at that as a replacement for a fucking opioid, maybe. But I don't really think that a 14-year-old should consume that, right? Like, so when you see, stuff like this, I do think that a lot of that was coming from an unregulated market. But of course, because the government doesn't know how to walk things back, they're saying kaput. And people are fighting back. So you do have that as hope. And these are people who win things. These are people who got a lot of weed stuff done. And I think the fair compromise is to say we will come back, but we will give us some fucking guidance, you idiots. And they're not going to know, like, everyone's going to be like, you just can't do it this way. So like, it's,
there was
to reform.
And people want the reform. There was actually it was a ballot measure, non-binding ballot measure on the last Democratic primary that passed by 80% that said legalize and social reform. and it was non-binding, so it really doesn't do anything except it's like a poll of the voters, and it passed by 80%.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the people wanting their weed. We are out of time. I have to end the show and play a commercial, but we did complete our timeline, and we do. I'm not going to give up hope for the hemp industry in Texas. I'm not gonna. It's just, this is stupid. And if, please, I appreciate the smoking weed. I love it. I love to see the Texans having fun smoking their weed. But you're not Joe Rogan, and you're not protected. And this weed has very historically been a reason, as we've displayed, to get you into trouble. And our government, and there's people picking up people and arresting them, taking them off the streets and such. That is happening. So please be safe in Texas. Please, 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 please be safe. Know your rights. Right now, you do not have the right to smoke weed. They have banned it. It is banned. So the fight is on, as it's been. But please be safe in Texas. I'm holding out hope. Go vote. Be out. Just protest it. But just whatever you do, be safe, everybody. And
fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck cancer. Don't panic.
It's organic.